Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. We've got some Optavia to react to today. Now, I have not reacted to Optavia or done any Optavia content in quite some time. I think because I needed a break.
Bitch, I need a break.
If you've ever seen any of my Optavia content, you probably know that they kind of piss me off on a different level. But I did receive this training call recording that I wanted to react to. Shout out to the individual who sent this my way. Thank you so much. So that is what we're going to be doing today. We've got a fresh team call on our hands that is guaranteed to bring us all the cringe we could ever want. But first, the law requires me to play this disclaimer.
I've been getting you the worst of me. Now you wanna stay the night. Pretty how you wear a cop for me. Why forgetting how to talk? Nah, I don't like no humble beats. Just go and suss it up.
Now that that's out of the way, one more piece of housekeeping. If you're new here, I do not blur the individuals that I'm reacting to in my videos. This does not mean that I am inciting any type of hate toward any individual or encouraging anybody to go and seek these individuals out and send them hateful, mean comments or messages. So please do not do that, and please keep my content entertaining and educational for all to enjoy. And with that, let's get the fuck into it.
All right. Okay. Well, it's 12 o'clock. 12:01, straight up. How you guys doing?
Good. I'm just so excited. I finally have a new client. I had such a dry spell. I just got off the phone with the lady and my first client in like 2 months. I didn't have anybody last month, and I'm finally seeing the light. It's been a tough August. So
How sweet is she? My heart hurts for her because she still doesn't see it. And that's no fault of her own. It's just the nature of the MLM beast. You're in it, you don't see it. I was there.
Been there, done that.
Many of us were there. And I feel for her. She hasn't had a new client in months, like she just said. And that should be a telltale sign that people are starting to see the light. People see that Optavia is very dangerous. If you're not familiar with Optavia, I guess I should kind of give you a quick little intro before we really dive in. They are another health and wellness company that promotes heavily eating way under the amount that any human being should be eating. We're talking like 900 to 1,000 calories a day. Not even a toddler should be eating that little. With that said, I think a lot of people are seeing the more content that people are putting out around this situation and the more health content that they watch by people who are qualified to be giving the advice. They know the things that they should be looking for, and they know Optavia isn't it. And I really hope that this individual, as well as all of the individuals on this call, see that and get out stat.
Yay, Diana. How did
thank you.
she come about? I always like to know.
She was a referral from a past coach, actually, Lauren Taylor. I don't know if you remember Lauren Taylor. She's no longer coaching, but she's still on plan. She just had a baby, and a coworker asked her. So I feel like that was really powerful that it was a referral. She was kind of already decided she wanted to do it.
Yay. Well, that's great. Congratulations.
Thank
Anybody
you.
else have anything exciting they want to share?
I don't have anything exciting that I want to share. Well, last month, maybe yes. I only got one client last month, one new client, but I was able to reach ED, which is a good thing because I was afraid that I wasn't going to, that I was going to stay at director. But I pushed through the last day, so that was good.
Yes, that was good. I actually wanted to ask you, what did you do to make it happen that day, and how far were you? I'm curious.
So
The person talking is not showing up on the screen,
I don't see her anywhere.
so I can't really highlight that individual.
Yeah, so because I didn't get any new clients, what happened was I had too many clients pushing out their orders. So I reached out to them and find out why they were pushing it out so far. And then I found out some of them didn't have to push it out so far. And so they end up placing an order. One client, I kind of, had to use the I kind of gave her $25 off for her to order early. I was like, I have to reach my goal. I want to go on this cruise.
You got to do what you got to do.
She had to bribe her client to order. That's so sad. Again, the red flags. We've not even, how long are we into this? We're not even 5 minutes in. We're just over 2 minutes into this call, and the red flags are flying high, and they are neon flashing red flags.
You gotta do what you gotta do. But it was only one. And then the other ones, they're like, you know what? I'll just order now. What's the point of pushing it out? Yeah, you're right. So that worked out. But I already have some of clients. It's so early in the month. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go on vacation. I'm gonna push it out to October. And I'm like, oh, okay. So my goal is to get new clients this month. Yes. I want to sign up new clients because I don't want to just depend on what I have. Obviously, I want to push through and get this business growing. And of course, what I struggle with the most is Coach Explore. But I have good news on that. I have a client who, her name is Sherry, or I call her Sherry, but her name is actually Cheryl Alton. She wants to become a coach, and she's the one who reached out to me.
Awesome. That's exciting.
So when she first signed up, I told her a little bit about it, but I didn't really, I didn't think that she would. It's that thing.
That's why you talk about it in the beginning, because you never know. You're planting seeds.
Yeah.
So
she reached out, and she's coming over tomorrow to my place, to my house, and we're gonna hopefully get her on to sign up tomorrow, or at least next week, depending on when.
Definitely get on a three-way with Diana if you haven't already. And congratulations, that's awesome, Christina.
Thank you.
So, and it's like Jamil says, guys, it's like. And one thing I just say, it's like he says, even to just hit ED, it takes energy and passion and talking to people.
Yes, you heard that right. If you've never listened to anything about Optavia or read up on Optavia as far as the MLM piece of it goes, one of their ranks is called ED, which again is a major red flag. I think it stands for executive director, but that's besides the fucking point when you're walking around in a health and wellness, quote unquote, MLM, calling the rank ED. The higher ups in this MLM should be ashamed of themselves.
And that's it. I think that was the three he said, but it's so true. It's like your energy is contagious and it helps you to attract people. And I'm excited for you because Christina, you're going to be on that cruise. Like I saw how close you were. I don't know if Diana's talked to you about that yet, but also I think Yvonne is pretty dang close. She may not realize Yvonne, but the cruise is so doable for you. I'm trying to remember. There was somebody else who was really, really close too. Diana, and so I don't remember who else, but anyway, so you guys, there's still time. So I just want to encourage you guys to go for it. So, I'm going to go ahead, and what I wanted to do is, first thing I wanted to do is just real quickly, we don't have a lot of slides, but I did want to kind of go over some August acknowledgements, and I'm going to share screen here, and I know that she can't be on camera and she can't talk, but if everybody could give a warm welcome to, let's see, you guys can see my screen now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. All right. So, okay. Nicole Morgan. So welcome, Nicole, to our awesome team. She's our new coach for August, sponsored by Debbie. And so since she can't talk, Debbie, do you want to just say a little bit about her, or do you want me to?
You can go ahead. You've talked to her more than I have, so go ahead.
Okay, well, and if you find you can talk for a minute, Nicole, feel free. But anyway.
That's really strange. Your sponsor hasn't talked to you as much as your sponsor's sponsor?
That's suspicious. That's weird.
And that she placed that individual under this other individual, Debbie, so that she could rank up. I mean, that's just allegedly and what it looks like in my opinion only.
So Nicole is somebody who is really excited about sharing the program. She's, I believe she's doing the 4 and 2 active herself. And but she had a lot of success with it a few years back. And and she's getting back on plan. And so now she's actually a personal trainer, and so she has a lot of sphere of influence with people who, it's just another tool in her belt. So I know
if your personal trainer is pushing Optavia on you, run the other fucking way. I highly encourage you to run away. That is a bad thing. No. Oh my God. For fuck's sake.
that she's excited about utilizing Optavia as another tool in her belt and another way to help people reach their goals. So welcome to our team, Nicole. We're happy to have you. And maybe if you're able to come on off camera some other time, you can let me know ahead of time. And so I can make sure to we can make time for you to kind of share a little bit more about who you are and why you decided to become a coach. So, okay, so the sponsor, so obviously then Debbie was sponsored one coach this the month of August. So congratulations to Debbie. And these are our 5% earners.
The ums. I don't know if I notice it so much because I worked so hard to cut out the ums when I'm recording, but it's making me like develop a twitch. It's so hard to listen to.
So as you can see, kind of August was a little bit slower for a lot of people. And so congratulations, Melissa and Joy. And Melissa working full time as a dental hygienist, and she's getting pushed out of her comfort zone. I don't know if you guys heard her on the Level Up call this morning, but stopping off and asking if she can put her information up at businesses. And she's really been trying to stay committed on the boot camp. And anyway, 6 qualifying clients for the month of August, and Joy had 5. And you guys, I had 5, and I was so thrilled about that because because it was 3% because I was at 4, and I had a few potentials, right? And then they didn't come through. And to be honest with you, I don't even know who my 5th person was, because when the month ended that night and on Friday, I was like sharing with Janelle, man, I mean, I left money on the table because I didn't have 5 clients, right? So I was kind of bummed about that. And so yesterday when I was making these slides and I went to go look at, I wanted to confirm, who all had, earned the client support bonus. And I had hit 5.
It's always so fascinating to me to hear about their bonuses and such. Like, oh, I was 1 client away from getting that bonus. What a bummer. It just gives, like, I don't actually care about helping people. I just care about the money. That's the only thing I care about.
The thrusting of greedy little hands.
So, okay, now, that's weird. How did that happen? Anyway, and then, and this is kind of what, so Melissa so of those 6 were qualifying because 1 must have been a returning, right? Because she had 5 brand new clients. Joy had 5 brand new. I had 2, Christy had 2, Connie had 2, Leah had 2, and everybody else at the bottom there had 1 new client. So congratulations, everybody. That's exciting. And then our volume clubs, you can see where we're at and where I'm at. Diana was at 11,938, 14 points, 5 senior coaches and 3 executive directors. So she did hit, integrated national, which that was, I think your 2nd month qualifying for the cruise, right? So yeah. That's exciting. Good job, Diana. And then with people over 6K in volume, Joy was at 7,598, 8 points, 2 senior coaches and 1 ED. So that makes her a regional director with 1 executive director and blended path with 2 senior coaches. Lorelei had 6,630 in volume, 7 points, 2 senior coaches. And so congratulations, ladies. And then Christina, yay, Christina, you even hit it over, 6,275, 5 points. And we'll see, hopefully you can bring on a senior coach this month to kind of work towards, well, actually to qualify, I think for you to qualify for the cruise, I think you just need to have a new coach bring on 1 new client, and then you're already almost there with your new clients, and then and her cumulative volume. So this she's on it. You're going to be going for sure. So that's exciting. Mm-hmm. Make sure you mark the dates and tell your hubby to get off work for April. Melissa's at 6,673, 5 points. Bonnie, 6,158 with 5 points. And just so you guys, a reminder for everybody, if you're not sure, 1 point, you get a point for every $1,200 in volume that you have. And also for every senior coach on your team that you have. And a senior coach is somebody who has 5 clients or more. So, okay, so Debbie had 6,171 and 6 points, as 5 of her points were in volume, and she got a point for her senior coach, which is Terry.
As always, I'd be curious to know, while it is a lot of money, how much of that is coming from their pocket? How much of that are they buying themselves?
So the blended path executive directors this month were Celia at 4,540. She had 5 points. She's got 2 senior coaches and 1 ED. And so that actually makes her a regional director. And Yvonne, 5,179, 5 points, 1 senior coach. So she's also, so that's it. So, okay. So with that, congratulations, you guys, and welcome. I see there's a couple other people popped in. So, Diana, I want to turn it over to you to share a little bit, and then we can kind of open it up with, if anybody has questions about things, or, if we want to talk about getting the word out.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing that I wanted to talk about was getting ourselves out of our own way. I think that's what we were talking about, right, Sherry? I didn't have a chance to watch the recording on Jamil. The whole last week, I missed it. And I know on one of the days, he talked about getting out of that prison, or like what was the word he used? Cages. Well, I pictured it like a prison, because basically we become prisoners to our thoughts, or like what people might think of us, or, just keeping us enclosed out of freedom. And so yesterday when Sherry and I were talking, or the day before, we were talking about being free. And really it's important with coaching to feel free, because if we aren't free.
Oh, you muted yourself.
I was getting another call. It's going to keep us confined, and we're not going to get to share with people that maybe really need to hear it. So that's the month of August for me. I felt like I was in a prison, but it wasn't by my own doing. I just, health-wise, I did not feel good. And I just kind of posted and did what I had to do on social media, but I wasn't really proactive about making conversations and talking to people, partly because I didn't really feel good. So that was my prison. But we have different prisons that we're in. It could be fear of what people think of us, fear of rejection, fear of even success. Sometimes people are afraid to succeed. And I just wanted to encourage you guys to just live in freedom and step out, because we have the choice. It's our choice whether we want to get into action or we don't. It's a decision that we need to make. And I just woke up this morning, and last night I was telling Jason, I'm like, I need to get out of this funk that I'm in. I don't feel good, but there's only so much I can do with this. And I want to get into action. I don't want to let my business die. So I decided, I followed up with these online health assessments that they've been sitting on my desk for a few days. And the lady got on the phone with me, and she signed up.
Homegirl is going to town on that protein shake.
Oh, that's it.
Okay.
Slow down. Take it easy now.
It's not going anywhere.
So I know it starts with me taking that first step, getting out of that prison. We have the key. And sometimes we just make excuses, and we have all these different thoughts, but get a clear why. Why do you want this for your future? And just do it without thinking twice. I don't know. It's not very deep, but I feel like I kind of speaking to myself. It's been hard.
Well, how do you feel? You made that decision, to, okay, even though I don't feel good, I'm not going to let that dictate. I'm still going to reach out to these people. And then you had her sign up, or him or her. So how do you feel now?
I feel empowered. I feel more confident to tackle some other calls that I want to follow up with. I have a lady that's been giving me the runaround for like 3 weeks. Oh yeah, I'm going to sign up next week. And so I'm going to tell her, okay, let's do this. I'm so excited for you to start. I can't wait to help you.
So it sounds like unfortunately, that individual is trying to be kind and not blatantly say no. I am somebody who also has a problem saying no, so I will oftentimes be like, oh yeah, I'll get back to you on that. I don't know about that yet. Let me think about it. And so her following up is likely not going to result in that individual signing up, just getting more of the same. And I think a lot of times in an MLM, you're conditioned to think, oh, the seed is planted, they're just thinking about it, and they're going to join eventually. And also, unfortunately, when you continue to pressure these people, sometimes they finally just give in and say, okay, which is something I did in one of my MLMs.
I'm like boldly and confidently, I want to reach out to her, let her know, like, I'm going to help her. She's not alone. And maybe that's what she needs, a little bit more confidence in me. And I do feel more confident after this.
Yes. Awesome. I love it. I love it. And it was all started with a decision, and basically, to get to create that energy and to just do it, even though you didn't feel like it. And it's definitely empowering. And I feel like, I think for me too, definitely getting back on track with my own health. Like I was talking about this morning, that is definitely, um, lit a fire under me, given me boldness, given me confidence. And I also think back, I'm also really kind of thinking back to who I was when I found Optavia 12 years ago. And, I was at the heaviest I'd ever been. I was tired all the time, headaches, everything, not feeling good at all. And I was stressed out, and I really missed out on a lot of time. I had no time in my day at all. I feel like I was totally missing out on life. I feel like my boys at that time when I met Janelle and got started on this program, they were 17 and 20. And honestly, you guys, I felt like, that time went by in the blink of an eye. And I felt like I completely missed out on some of the best years. Even though I was there, and like, I would spend, like, I didn't have quantity time, but we make quality time. Um, and we have a great relationship even to this day with both my boys. And so I'm really grateful and blessed for that. And, but if I had life to do over, I wish. So I think about who I was. I was that person who didn't have enough time in her day and who missed out on her life and family, the things that matter the most to me. And so sometimes we forget where we came from. And I just kind of encourage you guys to put yourself back to who you were. And then when you're going to go do a post, or you're like branding yourself or messaging out there, or worried about picking up the phone to get the word out, think about you're on the hunt to find the people who are like you. I'm looking for people who are suffering because they didn't feel good. They were working all the time. Their health had deteriorated. And I'm looking for those people that are praying for an answer, need to get their health back, and who wants more time, like I did, feels they're missing out on life. And
so she's looking for people who are extremely vulnerable and will do anything to feel good, is what I'm hearing. And the sad part is, as somebody who is a certified nutrition coach and a certified personal trainer, I admittedly fell off the wagon this summer as I was just enjoying life at the pool with my boys and hanging out. And so getting back over the past month on track with my health and eating better and making sure I feel better, it's not as complicated as she's making it sound, and Optavia is not the only answer for these people. What is a good answer and a better solution, and probably a less expensive solution, is drinking a lot of water and eating when you're hungry, and making sure that you're eating protein, veggies, fruits, and a little bit of carbs, some fats. You don't have to overthink it, and you also don't have to and shouldn't be eating all of this processed bullshit food, in my opinion. This is not the way out. This is going to do more harm to your body than good. Maybe in the beginning it's going to seem like, oh, this is great, the weight is coming off, I'm feeling better, but as soon as your body realizes, like, holy shit, I'm starving, it's not going to work out in your favor.
So anyway, I just encourage you guys to keep that in front of your mind. And so, because when we're doing, like, and really, what I loved about Jamil's boot camp, and And he even says he did this differently than he's ever done any of them. And what I really loved about it was how simple this business is. We tend to overcomplicate it. We tend to get in our own way. We make it about us and what are people going to think? Or, oh, I'm scared to call this person, or I don't want him to think I'm pitching at him, or, and it's really like, we just need to put ourselves back into, like that we are in the people business, and remember that we're not slinging a product. Our role is consultative. We're there to come alongside, meet people where they're at, and we have a solution to pretty much anybody's problem. And so I just kind of think about that, and I think about where I was, and I think about what Optavia has done for me. And there have been so many ways that Optavia has, there's so many blessings about it. And then so when I start to, so I'm just sharing this with you because I'm trying to help you guys shift from that, because I know it's scary and it's hard and it's nerve-wracking to like pick up the phone to get the word out. But you're not asking people to talk about your program with somebody, or it's like it's not weird unless you make it weird, right? It's like, think about if you opened a restaurant, you wouldn't have that weirdness. And why do we have it with this? I think it's because it's such a personal thing, because it's about our weight, our health. So we feel kind of, bad. But just think about where you were when you get in your own head about really worried about things, and then think about what the program's done for you. And so what I would do is I would catch my thoughts when I started to like, oh, what if they think, what if? No, but I flipped that script around, and I would think, how can I not share this with them? What if they were suffering like me, and they need to hear this. So, and getting the word out is just so simple. It's just a matter, it's not like strangers, it's not cold calling. That's not what we're suggesting. But it's just like, hey, people don't know a lot of people, they may know you're a health and wellness coach, but do they know that you have openings and that you're looking for referrals? Do they know that your program's amazing for people with diabetes or high blood pressure or high cholesterol?
Oh my God.
This is bullshit.
No, first of all, you're not educated. Most of these people in this MLM signed up to join an MLM and acquired coach after their name. They're not educated in any way, shape, or form aside from maybe elementary school health, the majority of them. And that's the truth. That is the reality of the situation. And also, please don't do Optavia if you have an autoimmune disease like diabetes or anything else. If you are a human, don't do Optavia. If you are a dog, don't do Optavia. Nobody do Optavia. This is why I can't react to Optavia too often.
And that, so many of your clients have been able to lower and sometimes come off meds. I mean, if everybody knows at least 5 people that has one of those issues or is overweight, right?
Actually, even a bird shouldn't be on Optavia, okay?
So it's just a matter of, hey, I don't know if you I don't know if you realize what I do or not, but I'm a health and wellness coach, and
you're not a health and wellness coach. Optavia does not require anybody to have any kind of education. The only requirement is you have to be 18 years of age or older in the United States of America. That's the only requirement, and you have to pay them. That's it. That's it. No education required. None.
I'm just trying. There's so many people out there looking for what it is we have to offer, and people I don't. Would you do me a favor, if appropriate, if you run across anybody, and then I'll give a couple examples, like that struggle with diabetes, with their weight. Maybe somebody's going to the gym all the time. They're not hitting their goals. Maybe it's a new mom trying to get baby weight off and struggling. If appropriate, in conversation, if it happens to come up, would you do me a favor and connect me? That's it, guys. End of call. And they'll say sure. And then you just send them the info, you follow up. So anyway, Christina, I'm going to let you go. And then I kind of want you guys to, what I would love to, I want you guys to share with me if you've done one of these get the word out calls in the last few weeks and how it went, or what you struggled with, or what you discovered. Maybe you felt relief after it was over, or, just how did it go? How did you feel? And if you haven't done it, I'd love for you to just share what it is that you feel is holding you back. Because it's probably something that's holding somebody else back too. Or maybe you've got somebody on your heart and mind, but you're feeling a little trepidatious about how you would approach them. like, let us help you. We could kind of brainstorm together. So, Christina.
Hi. So I had raised my hand up before you said all of that, but the reason I did raise my hand up was because I wanted to share something about me, because I don't share a lot about my story. Actually, I haven't shared my story with any of you.
Again, the individual speaking, I think she just has her camera off and that's why she's not showing up, but she's not on the screen talking. Just thought I'd point that out.
Except maybe Diana and Sherry. But I have suffered from, and I still do, with the severe depression. And it comes and goes without warning. And I have to take medication for it. And even though I'm on the program, and I've lost, by the way, 87 pounds. I went from 216 pounds to 129. My goal was 135. I am now at 131.
Wow,
Which, because,
that's awesome.
yeah, so because once during the transition, I actually was sick and I lost more weight because I was sick. So now I'm 131, which is great. I'm super, super happy. But it was a struggle. It took me over a year to lose the weight because my depression got in the way. And it was so bad that people that from the outside had no idea what was going on with me. I struggled really bad. I remember being on calls, listening to all the leaders speak, being even on level up calls, and I'm super depressed and crying.
Okay. My blood is boiling, guys. So, okay. I can't even put the sentences together. Like, I forget how triggered I get when I watch Optavia calls until I'm actually watching the Optavia call.
It triggers me a little bit.
I can understand where she's coming from. I'm not lessening this individual's experience, this individual's life experience or experience with depression at all. But from experience and from my knowledge of what I've learned through my experience as a medical assistant, through my training as a nutrition coach and personal trainer, and also I suffer from significant depression and have to take medication as well. So when you are not eating enough and when you are not eating the right amount of like the macros that you need and food groups that you need, your depression can, I don't know if get worse is the right word, but these symptoms can be magnified. And I have experienced this. I know other people who have experienced this. For that reason, I'm not sure Optavia would be the right direction for first of all, again, anybody with depression either. It's going to intensify those symptoms. Eating real food that isn't freeze dried or powdered or packaged into these packages that Optavia puts them in, eating strawberries, eating chicken, eating beef, eating tofu even, anything that is not like super highly processed like the foods that Optavia is pushing out is going to help you in the long run. But eating Optavia it's just not the way to go. And again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm none of those things. But I am somebody who has struggled with depression. And I struggle daily with depression. And I know the things that trigger specifically my depression. And I know that other people's depression symptoms are triggered and magnified when they are not eating right. There's a lot of things in life I can't comprehend right now. Like, there's a lot of shit going on in the world. But I also don't understand how Optavia is still around. I don't get it. I'm rambling now. Let's just get on with it.
During Jamil August Madness, there was some calls that I cried. Of course, there was, stories or when he was speaking. He's such a great speaker. He gets to you. So I would find myself crying, but then I realized I wasn't crying out of happiness. I was crying out of sadness, right? So I want you to know that if I can do this business, anybody can. And I'm about to cry because I'm a Pisces. And I'm super sensitive. So I cry about anything, even commercials make me cry. But what I'm trying to say is, if during my depression, and Diana knows this more than anybody because I open my heart to her every single week. If I can push through this business and still reach ED, and my mental health has been so wacko, anybody can do it. I have struggled with loss. I've had several people dying in the family in the last year.
I've suffered through my own demons, because that's why I have depression. It has to do with my childhood. And I guess as an adult now, it's more, it's in me. I think about it a lot. I've done therapy, you name it, I've done it all. I do suffer from mental illness, which is the depression. It's not easy. I have days that all I want to do is stay in bed and cry and sleep. Sometimes I can sleep 12 hours straight and even nap. And it's not because I'm sleepy, it's because I am so sad. And I still manage. This month of August was awful for my depression. And I still reach ED. No matter what, I had to do it. I only got one client, but I did it because this is what I want to do for a living. I don't want to do anything else. I want to make my wreaths and I want to be a health coach with Optavia. And so I just want to motivate people. If I can push through and I feel sad so many days out of the month, you can do it too.
I didn't know this call was going to go this way, but I feel really sad for this individual, okay? I know that I just went on a whole rant. It's not aimed at these individuals. It's the fact that this MLM as a whole, the people who are running the MLM, the CEOs, the founders, they have allowed this to happen and they are okay with it. They encourage this bullshit. And for this individual to want to do this full time, I'm sure she'd be great at doing actual work with people and getting the education behind it and working with people who are in similar situations to her, because that is just the human experience. You typically want to work with people who have gone through similar experiences and made it out on the other side. But Optavia is not the way to do that. And I hope that this individual is able to see that soon and is able to get out of this MLM and continue to make her wreaths and help people in a different way that is safer than Optavia. This is not the way to go. And I guess what I'm trying to say is I wish that more people would open their eyes to that and Optavia would be shown for what it really is, because this is what's really going on behind the scenes and it's awful.
I love that, Christina. Thank you so much for sharing your heart and opening up to our group here. And, I'm sure that there's some that can resonate with exactly what you're sharing, that you're not alone in somebody who suffers from, feeling lonely or depressed, and going through hard days where, we just don't feel like doing anything. So really appreciate that. And we're very proud of you because you're a fighter, you're an overcomer, and you're making it work in spite of how you feel. Congratulations, my friend. And we're very thankful to have you as part of our team. You bring a lot of value, Christina. All right. Well, on that note, does anybody kind of want to either, maybe like we take the conversation. Does anybody have anything they want to add to what Christina said, that they want to share? Or do you want to, does anybody want to share about what their challenges are? Or maybe you don't have challenges with getting the word out and you've been rocking it. So I'd love to hear what holds you guys back. I'll just wait for someone to talk.
I'll talk again. I can talk.
Well, Christy raised her hand. Maybe we'll go to Christy.
Okay, Christy, go ahead.
I think I did it on accident, but I can share.
Oh, well, there you go. It was meant to be.
But I can relate 100%. And what holds me back? No, I have not been getting the word out. I think I got overwhelmed right at the beginning of Jamil's thing, but I really started focusing on me and my health and getting through, because I was having a lot of my own struggles with my own weight post my trip to Italy and gaining a little bit, getting that off and just getting back on track. I've been dealing with stomach issues and doctors can't figure it out for the past month. So I've been kind of miserable, but I'm still exercising every day and doing my best to get back on track with my program and whatnot. But I think that's what holds me back, is when I don't feel 100%. When I'm feeling good, I'm reaching out and I'm doing all the things. And, we always say no excuses, but the truth is, when I'm not feeling good, when I'm battling my depression, anxiety, life situations, that's when I close up. And I'm still trying to live out loud and at least do that and take care of my own health. But I think it's those waves, when I'm feeling it, I'm really reaching out and it's coming and it's growing and it works. And then there's just those bumps in those roads and the struggle. But the positive thing is that, and I think like everybody else, we always come back. And we're not going to quit and we're not going to stop. And we may have, difficult months or whatever that may be, but to plug through. And hopefully for myself, I can find that stability. And maybe it's just starting smaller and not trying to start so big. Maybe I try to start so big with how many reach outs or whatever it may be. And maybe I just need to kind of take a gradual growth instead, but just something I was thinking about.
Mm-hmm. It's so human nature too, when we are struggling like that or having the depression and anxiety, it's very, very normal and common for people to draw inward and pull away. But what do we all know is the worst thing that we can do?
Isolate.
It's the worst thing.
You're not a doctor.
We stop getting on our calls. We stop turning our camera on. We stop connecting with our coach. We stop doing the actions. We stop reaching out to people. Sometimes, I mean, I've never been this bad, but so, I mean, I know that there are coaches that sometimes stop reaching out to their clients even. That's the worst thing you could do. So I just want to encourage you guys, when you get into those things, that you guys know what the best way is to get out of that, even though you don't feel like it. What's the best? What can you do to get out of that funk?
I'd say definitely reaching out to someone and reaching out to people, you know, and for me, it's exercise. I've got to continue getting out. I've got to get that sunshine and movement in my life. But yeah, I would definitely say reaching out to someone.
Reaching out,
Action.
And getting action.
Yeah, action is the antidote to pretty much like, you know, all that funk that you have. Because once you start getting into action, what are you doing? You're creating energy, you're creating momentum, and then that begets more. It's just like how you know, well, what's our saying that we have on one of our Optavia shirts? Every positive change leads to more. But it's the same could be true of the opposite. For every negative moment or thought or circumstance, that could just breed more negativity. So the best way is to just, you know, sometimes we don't feel like it, but turn on a motivational speaker, go to prayer, whatever it is for you, but definitely reaching out, let somebody know you're struggling. Because sometimes just verbalizing it and just calling it out can help you to, you know, begin to start overcoming it. So anybody else got anything else they want to add?
Hello, family. Well, let me be the example here. Okay. What we need to stop doing is we need to stop thinking that we don't have this. Okay. I got a great coach. I got a great mentorship with the other ladies in this group. I've made great friends in this group. And I got to the point where I shut down. I stopped answering my coach's text messages, phone calls. I stopped tapping into my mentorship. I stopped getting on the level up calls. I just stopped. I just fell off because I was right here. I was in my head. So if we can get out of our head and know that we got this, we've got the support, we've got the tools, we just got to apply it. Application is important. You know, that's that whole get into action thing. So the more we do this, the more we get, you know, the more we find out how easy it is. Russ and all the leaders on our team, they've laid everything out for us. I've been back in action since the beginning of August. I've already landed one client. One old client came back because I continue to live out loud on Facebook, okay, and TikTok and Instagram and any social media platform out there that I'm a part of. I just continue to live out loud. And as they come in, I start to get more action. I start to get into more, you know, guidance. People, you know, they're asking me questions about health and fitness and, you know, what it is I'm doing. So it hasn't stopped. Even though I did, it hasn't stopped. People still ask questions. People still want to know. So, you know, I've done what I told my coach I was going to do or what I was needing to do, and I've relit that fire. So, yeah, get fired up, ladies. Let's get out of our own.
I love it. Yes, definitely. You got to get yourself fired up no matter what it takes. And Berlin, you are an amazing example of that. And we love your energy and your, you know, you always bring a new energy and passion whenever you're on. We miss you when you're not there. We miss your, you know, good morning family. You know, we love that. I was trying to pull up to our 6 habits of transformational leadership because the other last thing I'll leave you with too is that.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That is actually unhealthy to do when you have depression. Ignoring your depression and focusing on other people's health, quote unquote, instead of your own is not the way to deal with your depression. That is a slippery slope that nobody should go down. And this just goes to prove, it goes to show that these individuals are not trained to help people in this area of life. They are not trained in any way, shape, or form. And they've fallen into this bullshit Optavia business opportunity garbage and they can't get out and they don't see it because they're in it. And I get it. I was in an MLM and I didn't see it until I was years after I was out. I don't know. Like, I just hope it stops.
Whatever's going on here, stop it immediately.
You know, is that the other thing that helps is being in service to others. When we're in service to others, it takes the focus off of us and we're not dwelling on our problems. So, and that's really what our mission is all about, right? It's about being in service to mankind, to serve others, to help others find freedom, to help others become liberated from their cages. And, you know, yes, it usually starts with weight loss. It doesn't always start there. But anyway, so that's the other thing too, I think about when you think about the person you were, that's who you're talking to, right? That's your target audience is who the person was that you used to be. Because you can really relate to that person and think about like how life's improved for you, but then think about, just think about this, you know, our mission and being in service to other people. And I would suggest like, okay, like I want to know, like, is everybody here feel like they could do, well, let me ask this. Does anybody have a list of who you can get the word out to? Do you have a list already started? Put A1 in the chat. Because I think that's the first step, because otherwise you stumble and you spend so much time. Like, who should I call? I don't know who to reach out to today. Who am I going to do to get the word out? Right? So if you can go and make a list, and I say start with people you're comfortable with, because that's going to help you break the ice. start with some good friends or family members and just let them know, like, hey, I think you know I'm a health and wellness coach, but I don't know if you realize, there's so many people out there that need this. People I don't. And, would you do me a favor? And so start with the people that you're really comfortable with. So start your list. So if you don't have a list, so Berlin, Bonnie's got a list. It's good. Yvonne, Diana. Okay, great. So, and Christina, if you didn't have a list, that would be the first step. I would suggest go create a list. Try to get at least 10 people on there today. And if you already have a list, try to add 10 people today, because that's the first step. And then, because then once you have that list going, then you can begin to reach out to people. And I would just say, I don't know, like some of you may be down for doing more than one a day, and that's great. Pop it in the chat if you're going to commit to doing more than one a day. But do you guys think that, let's just say, even if you did your list today, and even if tomorrow's Wednesday, then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, do you think you could take 4 days in a row where you did one person that you reached out to get the word out, to share your story in a 60 seconds or so, 60, 90 seconds, share your story, ask if they do a favor. They know people you don't. If they know anybody, if appropriate, would they be willing to do a favor? So, if anybody's down for that, put a 5 in the chat. I'm down for that. So I'm going to commit to that. But don't do it if you don't plan to do it. Don't say you're going to do it. I don't want you to just tell me what you think I want to hear. It's not about that. It's just about, I'm just trying to encourage you guys to get out of your comfort zone and to just, because I think once you do one, and then it's just so much easier to do the next one. And you might find that you'll even be brave enough to do more than one a day. Because once I get into the rhythm of it, it's like, and I have fun. I have fun with them. It's so fun to connect with people and say, oh my gosh. And then I let them know, well, you know what, we should catch up. There's so much more I want to ask you. I got another call I got to get to right now, though, because I'm just trying to get the word out to as many people right now as I can. But I'd love to catch up with you sometime. So, just try to have fun with it. If you are struggling and you say you got a list, but you're still kind of feel frozen, reach out to your mentor to help you. And I would suggest your mentor can help you formulate, how do you reach out? What can you say? What can you do? And do it together with them. And, and if you can't pick up the phone, at least if nothing else, then, sending out the message anyway in private messenger. So, anyway, I just want to encourage you guys for that, because how are people going to know if you don't tell them? And here's the thing, there are so many Optavia coaches that are popping up all over out there. And how are you going to feel? And I've had this happen more than once. Raise your hand if you've had this happen where you didn't talk to somebody because you were afraid, you didn't want to approach them. What might they think of you? What do they think you're trying to do? Get out of them. And then all of a sudden you find out they are on Optavia with another coach. That's like a gut punch. And I was like, oh, talk about regret, right? If you haven't had that, you will have that at some point in your Optavia career. It's going to happen. But you know what's sad is that the person who they went with may just be slinging a diet, may not make them get the books, may not even be doing coaching. Because unfortunately, there are coaches out there that are just doing that, and they're not having that integrity and really giving people truly the Optavia experience. So maybe even kind of thinking that in your mind too, you want to make sure that you're the one who gets to help these people, because then you can make sure that they get the very best service and coaching experience that they deserve. So, Christina, is your hand still raised for something else?
I raise it again because I relate to what you just said. So happens this weekend, I found out a friend of mine, acquaintance, but we've seen each other many, especially when I was single. We used to hang out to go to karaoke bars because I love singing. And we kind of got a little bit, how do I say, we are not as friends as we used to be. There was not a fallout, but there was a bit of a gossipy stuff that made me unhappy towards her. So I kind of stopped, I still like her posts, this and that, but no conversation. So I found out, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, that she is on Optavia. She already lost 13 pounds. And then her coach is someone from Florida. And I'm like, shoot, I was always afraid to reach out to her because I didn't think how she would take me reaching out to her. I felt weird because of the last time we spoke wasn't so pleasant. But she was so nice when I told her, oh my God, you're on Optavia and this and that. And I told her about me. And then she said, I didn't even know you were a coach, because we don't interact so much on Facebook that she stopped seeing what I post and I stopped seeing what she posts. Right. But for some reason, when she hashtagged Optavia, it automatically showed up on my newsfeed. And I'm like, oh man, she could have been my client. Right? Because I was too afraid to reach out. Yeah. So, and no one is off limits. No one.
It looks like none of us are safe.
Yep. Thanks for sharing that, Christina. That's so true. And we don't want to have that happen. So that's just a good reminder too, to me, that there's so many relationships. I feel like sometimes I feel overwhelmed. So many relationships I need to go back and to nourish and develop and work at. And, but yeah, if If we're not doing it, somebody else will. So
that's so sad that these people in MLMs will try to rehash old relationships because they have an agenda. They want these people to join their MLM and give them their money in some way, shape, or form. There's always an agenda with people who are in MLMs. It's never genuine like, hey, I miss our relationship and I want to start hanging out again. It's, hey, let's be friends again. Want to buy my shit? Want to join my MLM? It's appalling. I'm trying to find new words for disgusting and gross because I feel like that's all I ever say in these videos.
You guys, I mean, we have a big job set out for us. And so, yeah, we should reach out to everyone we know, Diana. Absolutely. All right. Any other closing comments or anything? So otherwise we're going to go. I just, a quick reminder, and in one way you can kind of reach out to people too. I mean, even like, let's just say you don't want to reach out to somebody right now, or because like sometimes when I have people on my list and then I think, well, I kind of want to build the relationship back up. I want to have some more chit chat with them first before I ask them a favor. So there's nothing wrong with that. So I just kind of build that up for a few days and then I'll ask them. But I was going to say that just remember, you know, this leadership event is a real great opportunity to invite anybody to. They don't need to be on our program, and let them know, like, this is just for anybody. This isn't about, you know, getting you on my program or anything, but the first couple hours are going to be all about how you can become a better leader in your life and invite them. Because I mean, bottom line is they'll get a little exposure to, you know, to Dr. Anderson for sure. And that might attract them to know more. And then plus I have that group, I started the September Level Up Challenge Facebook group. And so just make sure that don't just add people, make sure that you ask them if they want to be a part of it. And if they do, then add them. And if you guys happen to be in there, please, you know, please post your goals, state your goals, use it for encouragement. The purpose of it is just for encouraging each other, to encourage and give accountability, and, you know, to invite potential clients into it and build a relationship. You never know, it could turn into a health assessment. Because if I have somebody who's not on program, I'm going to be wanting to have a conversation with them. Hey, I'd love to hear what your game plan is. What are you planning to do? It doesn't matter if it's not my program. But when I'm on the phone with them, I'll let them know, well, if you want to learn more about how I might be able to help you, you let me know. And if they don't take you up on that and they start seeing all of us posting our success, then that also is going to be inspiring to them. So I think it can be a great tool.
Yep, that proved to be as horrific as I thought it was going to be. My apologies for getting riled up in the middle of that video. That took a turn that I wasn't expecting. My apologies also for it being such a heavy call. But, you know, don't join an MLM. Specifically, stay away from Optavia. It is so fucking harmful. Thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.